Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, hello there. So, can you do me a quick favor and let me know where you are tuning in from? I would love to know where you are tuning in from this evening. Let's see. As I bring on our Instagram. My friends at Instagram, I want to make sure that they can see me as well. Super excited. Got a lot to talk about in a short period of time. But I am going to go ahead and get started because I value your time and I am jobbing tonight. So, first and foremost, I would like to say welcome to the Sonya Dungee podcast. And this is actually episode number 78. It is presented by Always Destined for Greatness LLC, where conversation is always the essence of the soul. I am your host, Sonya Dungee, and I am bringing the heat to the YouTube, Facebook, and IG streets. Yes, I am. So tonight I want to talk to you briefly. We all know that there's a lot that's going on in this world right now. Um, Even more so in the United States. And I thought an excellent topic for tonight would be the great debate. So we are going to be talking about the great debate, but I don't think it's, I don't think you've guessed it. I don't think you know specifically what it is that we are specifically going to be talking about. And I am just trying to see something really quickly here. Okay. Just get rid of that. All right. So, for those of you who think you know what it is, trust me, it's not. So, let me just tell you a couple of quick things. So, first of all, the great debate, it has many significant meanings, whether it's biblical or it's astronomical, historical, or governmental. So clearly, it definitely is important for many reasons. It's a clear example of humanity at its finest, striving to find its place within the cosmic order. And that derived from NASA. I got those words from NASA about specifically about the clear example of humanity once again striving to find its place within the cosmic order. That I'm talking about derives from NASA. Okay, and so let me define a couple of things first before we get started. The first is the word debate. In the simplest terms, it's defined as to present or to consider the reasons for and against. Okay, it's defined as to present or consider the reasons for and against. Okay, and me being me, you know how I am, I had to turn to my Bible. So, in doing so, I asked, what does the Bible say about debate? And in Titus 39, it talks about avoid foolish debates, for they are unprofitable and worthless. It seems like quite a few people need to read Titus 3:9. Okay. Avoid foolish debates, for they are unprofitable and worthless. Just saying. All right. So, with that being said, so tonight I'm going to share with you briefly, I promise, three internal devices, as I like to call them, um, that are not up for debate. Okay. And I always come up with these names, and I like to call this one the internist called self. We all know what internists are. Um, so this is called the internist, internist, internist named self. Okay. So there's three things that are not up for debate. Okay. There's a lot more. Trust me, there are. But I just chose these three to discuss in the short amount of time that we have to talk about um, these three specific. So the first one I chose was respecting yourself. Okay. Respecting yourself first. And what I mean by that is you being your very best, number one. And one big thing that we all need to realize is that we need to stop comparing ourselves to another, okay? Because when we do that, you're comparing your beginning, or we are comparing our beginning to someone else's middle, okay? And I heard that, and I also heard it in class, and it's very profound. And you'll hear me say profound a lot because there's a lot of things to me that is just that profound, okay? And this is something I truly had to learn myself, okay? It took personal development to make it happen. It took a mentor, okay? It took a community. It took my 6 pillars. It took a lot. But number one is respecting yourself, okay? And that comes in so many different variations of not allowing yourself to be used and abused, and everything's okay, and it's okay even when it's not okay. Okay. Respect yourself first, because if you don't, clearly others won't. And that's what was happening to me. I was giving, even when I didn't want to give. And a perfect example of that was you're going to laugh, but it's true. My youngest grandson, Namari, he loves Bluey. Okay. And I sit down and watch Bluey with him at times because I want to know what they're saying, what they're teaching, what are they pouring in him. And this one particular episode, it was Bingo, and there's siblings, Bluey and Bingo. They're both girls. I had no idea. Okay. And Bingo was upset, and she stopped talking to her family, and she had this button and it said yes and no, and she would push it yes, push it no. And she felt like she wasn't being respected, that anytime somebody asked something of her or wanted to share something of hers, she would always say yes, even when she didn't mean to say yes. She just said yes. And it started to hurt her feelings, and it started to adversely affect her. So her way of showing that was she got this little talking button, and you push yes, you push no. And every time they asked the question, it was yes or no. And everything was yes, 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 yes. But she didn't feel that way. So when she spoke to her family about it, and her mother asked her, she said, well, you said yes when we asked you this. You said, yes, we could borrow this. You said yes, 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 yes. And so her mother said, did you not mean to say yes? She said yes. So she was being a people pleaser, and she was saying yes. And she wasn't respecting herself when she didn't want to do something, or she didn't want to share, or she didn't want to talk. And I thought that was a great lesson. So go Bluey with that. But you can understand the concept behind that for sure. And the second one is do not cross boundaries that are set by self. Meaning, I had to learn this too. You have to set boundaries. This is my boundary. Don't cross it. If I tell you no, it's no. This is my space. Don't come in it. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. And don't allow anybody to cross it. I like to look at that as a mountain. Your boundary is a mountain. Don't let anybody go over it, under it, or through it. If you say no, it's no. And don't feel bad after. Now, when I say no, oh, it feels good. It feels so good to be able to say no without feeling guilty, as I always did. But if you set those boundaries, people will have more respect for you, which is your number one, because you set your boundaries, you made them clear, but you have to make sure that they are clear. And then people will respect you and won't cross it. Okay. And if you feel like your boundaries have been crossed, well, then it's up to you to bring that to the attention of the person who crossed your boundaries. Okay. Even if it's yourself, don't cross boundaries. All right. And 3, self-care, self-love. Okay. There's no debate over that either. There's no debate. There's not, oh, I'll put myself on the back burner till tomorrow and I'll just worry about doing this or doing that or dyeing my hair or doing my nails or, taking a nap or a nice bubble bath that I wanted to take or whatever the case may be. Put yourself first in your self-care and your self-love, because if you don't, nobody else will. Lesson learned there too. What I'm bringing to you is lessons I had to learn myself. Okay. And it feels good when you take time for yourself. I was watching, I've just been in this big bubble of research and development. I've been meeting with people. I've been asking them questions. I've been doing research on how people feel and what they say about certain topics, from hardship, grief, life challenges, to them feeling stuck and moving forward and reaching their goals and their dreams, which is all that I do. Okay, because I help those that are struggling in hardship or life challenges, some type of grief. Okay, um, go from that hardship paralysis of feeling stuck, suffering in silence with no end in sight, to forward progression, to being resilient in reaching their goals and their dreams one day at a time. So I've been doing that and I've been going hard with it. So in doing that, something popped up, and it was a woman who was talking about she had a young baby and she makes sure that she finds some time for herself. So he sleeps for at least an hour. So in that hour, she's able to get her hair dyed, do a facial, do a laser treatment on her legs, and get her hair together and do her makeup, all within that 1 hour that she takes for her time, for herself. And I was clocking too, and she made it. And next thing you know, the baby started to cry. She said normally he sleeps for 2 hours, but she gives herself that 1 hour window, and lo and behold, bam, he was fussing in that hour. So I just wanted to really bring these things to your attention. I know that we are struggling as a whole, and with the spiritual warfare out there. And I've been speaking a lot about that in my walk and talk, and I will be resuming that again tomorrow. But I just wanted to come on tonight briefly, and I wanted to present these things to you. And it's not like we've never discussed them before, maybe not to this degree, but I felt like it was definitely needed. And even the title that I chose was The Great Debates, because it has significant meaning for different people. And it's been that way for hundreds of thousands of years, whether it's, like I said, astronomy, or whether it is biblical, or whether it is governmental. But we don't debate within ourselves. Okay. These things are not debatable. These are things that you need to do to be your very best before you can get out there and help anyone else. Okay. And part of what I do also is when I help people get past that hardship paralysis and the forward progression, and they're able to reach their goals and their dreams that they never thought they could, they're also able to emulate. So by emulating, that means that they're now able to grasp what their calling in life is, because we all know we beat out 499 billion sperm to be here, and we are all here for a purpose. I say it all the time. But once we get past that threshold, then we're able to get out there and walk fully in our calling and help those that we were assigned to, um, as I'm doing with all of you tonight. So, with that being said, short and sweet, I promised you, and it's not always like that, but whatever's on my heart is on my heart, and I am unapologetic about that. So, I want to thank you all for joining. You can catch me tomorrow morning. I promise you tomorrow morning. But I do pop up every day. I want to thank you all for the messages, for the DMs, and the phone calls that I've been getting. And people are still talking about my past guest, Tashi Smart. And last week, Arnett Jones. And I'm going to be having a conversation with her because I definitely would love to bring her back on again, because she spoke of her story and her life challenges that I did not want to stop her with questions. So I want to bring her back so we can ask the questions that people are wondering, how she was able to um, move past the life challenges that was presented to her and be the phenomenal woman that she is today. So with that being said, I know you're out in that mirror, do your thing. Be safe out there in those streets. Remember to always be destined for greatness, whatever that greatness is to you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I ask that you comment, like, and share so that this message can get out there to the persons that was meant to hear it, that are struggling and looking for help, as I once was. That being said, talk to you soon. Bye for now.